Well, I can set it, but now let me set the topics as I can. Okay, all message is set. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Cesare Santa. Welcome you to my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi Michael Cesare Santa. As a as a title, we are going to roast Khushboo Patani in the topic of all the numbers points. Okay, but now I think it would be the topic aside. But now I would I would discuss a topic of an wife who is an Indian Navy officer. I mean Indian women Navy officers. Okay. And here national security, Indian national security against Iranian terrorism in the naval Indian oceans. Okay. Now, here, what have I just said about Indian security? Here, I have to talk with it. Well, first of all, here we can say, well, India nowadays, here is the tensions between Donald Trump and Narendra Modi. Well, when Donald Trump used Pakistani base to attack on Iran, hence, Narendra Modi support the government of Khomeini, and now the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has an ally with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. And here is a problem that how an Indian naval wife is failed to protect the Indian naval sovereignty. And here, in accordance with Khushboo Patani, we can call ourselves as Namat husband if we cannot protect our wife as an Indian naval officer who cannot protect the Indian naval sovereignty, or who does not want to protect the Indian naval sovereignty. Okay? Here we have a points. Now, okay. Now here is the points. Well, here is the Indian naval sovereignty in danger, but Khushboo Patani did not mention it. Well, Iranian terrorist naval ship weight is 38,000 tons. That means 38 million kilograms. That means half of weight is 19 million kilograms. Okay. Distance from the Abadan, Iran to Kolkata, India is 6,560 kilometers, and the travel time is 16 days. That means 1,382,400 seconds. Okay. And now here the kinetic power is 3.094. Well, and here now I am talking the artificial sun temperature, that is triple six into 10 to the power triple six multiple by 10 to the power triple six trillion triple six billion triple six uh, okay triple six billion triple six million triple six thousand and triple six degrees Celsius. Capability is eta 98%. Now here let's see what is the kinetic weight of artificial sun. That is, 0.4253 multiplied by 10 to the power negative triple six billionaire billion triple six million triple six thousands 660 micrograms of kinetic weight of artificial suns. Okay. Now let's see. Here is the point that why I am saying that friendship with Iran under the governments of Ali Khamenei is a danger of our sovereignty, and why and I don't know why Khushboo Patani means the potential national threat for Indian naval sovereignty. Well, we don't know, but here we can see. I can tell you that why Iran is the national threat for Indian naval sovereignty. First of all, here, Israel. Here is several years tensions between Israel and Iran under Ali Khamenei. Okay, and now Iran Ali Khamenei says that we would should have a nuclear weapon to destroy Israel. It is the points, Ali Khamenei's points. But now, here is a confidential report that who is the target to be hit by Iranian nuclear weapons. And as a reports, India is under the points. Okay. We know that Iran is Ali Khamenei governments operate the Islamic Iranian government. That means in Iran, Ali Khamenei operates the Islamic rules where I should, as an Iranian woman, I should wear a ancient hijab, ancient niqab. I should wear an ancient abaya. In Iran under Ali Khamenei, I cannot wear even t-shirt and trouser. For the casual pants and shirt, coat and jeans pant in as an office, I cannot do it. Okay. Now here, when Iranian government has said that Israel is our first priority enemy, but now here we can say what is after Iran can become the nuclear powerful country. Okay. Now here Indian Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping and Rahul Gandhi has an ally. Hence Ali Khamenei would be ally of Narendra Modi to counter the Israeli army. And perhaps the Indian Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi can ensure that Iranian government can be the nuclear superpower countries. But now the point is, what would happen the next point? Well, that Khushboo Patani did not say to Narendra Modi and neither to the higher rank Indian army officer. Okay. That is, we can say, well, here, 90, well, one time, Iran can be the powerful country, nuclear powerful country. They want to try to contest a project of artificial sun. And nowadays, here we several says that it is the era of artificial sun where artificial sun can be fuel of our car with the velocity of the 72% speed of light. Okay. And here now let's see what would be the next points. Okay. Here angle movement is little slow. Well, here you can see that one times how many Iran can be the nuclear powerful country. They would like to have a project of artificial sun. Hence that Iranian can reproduce the navy ship, military navy ship with the fuel as artificial sun with the temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. Okay. And now here we can say, okay, here it is something like disturbance. Well, now here we can say what is the kinetic weight of artificial sun. As a kinetic weight of artificial sun, well here we can see we need artificial sun with the weight of 0.42253 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, well, 660 micrograms as we need. Okay, it is the parts. And now, what would happen? The happens would like the kinetic power would need only 3.1 watt. Okay, now let's see. Here the kinetic power would need 3.1 watt. And what would they can, okay, just for a moment. Well, now what would they can with 3.1 watt kinetic power and the kinetic weight of artificial sun as 0.4253 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,660 micrograms. What would they do? Now, Here, okay. Well, now here something is buffering in our Google. Okay. Now let's see. I have to have a seat. Okay. Well, what is the departure? The departure, just for a moment. Departures is Iran Abadan, and the arrival is what is the arrival? Arrival is Indian Kolkata. Now let's see what is the route. Direct route. Direct route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, well, Gulf of Oman, well, Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans between the sea beach of India and Sri Lanka, India and Sri Lanka. Okay, now Bay of Western Mashriki Bay of Bengals, and then they can reach to Kolkata. Okay, and now let's see what is the timing. The timing is 16 days. Okay. Well, you can see here we can have a points. Well, now here the points is that, well, the distance from Abadan, Iran to Kolkata, India, that is the direct distance, is 6,560 kilometers. But what is the route? The route is Persian Gulf and Arabian Gulf. And here, well, the Gulf of Oman and Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans and Bay of Bengal. Okay, now what could we do as an Indian female of military officers, Khushboo Patani? I mean, well, as the we have a wife. Let's have a demonstration. I have a wife. My wife is Indian Naval officer. Okay. And what could she do? Well, here in the points here, she could attack on the Gulf of Persia, or she could attack on Gulf of Arabian, or she could attack on the Gulf of what? She could attack Gulf of Oman, and here she could have a chance. The 90% chance is that she could attack Gulf of Oman on the Iranian naval terrorists. But irony is that, well, my wife, as an Indian naval officer, she could not counter the Iranian naval terrorists on the Gulf of Oman. Okay. And when Iranian terrorists can enter the Arabian Sea, well, we don't know even if the destination is Kolkata or Gujarat or Mumbai, we don't know. Well, and here 99% opportunity was that, my wife as an Indian naval officer could counter the Iranian naval terrorists at Gulf of Oman. But she could not do it. But she could not. Well, why she could not? Perhaps she do not want that Iranian naval terrorists can be countered on the Gulf of Oman. Well, and in that point, when in that point, as a failure of my wife as Indian naval officers, well, if she can be court martial, well, as a, accordance with Khushboo Patani, I can be enamored because I cannot protect my wife in the court martial circumstance. Well, but in the point that when my wife, Indian naval officer, can get a chance that they can counter the Iranian naval terrorists on the Gulf of Oman, the Gulf of Oman, but my wife has been failed. Well, to protect the Indian naval sovereignty. And accordance with Khushboo Patani, if I do not want to protect my wife, a traitor wife, I can be addressed as Namar. Well, and now I can understand that why she said disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji as Namar. Okay. Now here I can understand that why Khushboo Patani addressed the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji as Namad. Because, here is a probability that some of the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji can be, husband of traitor Indian naval women officers. Well, and here the circumstance would be that, here the project was the project of wife of the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji is to protect Indian naval sovereignty, particularly to protect Kolkata naval port from the Iranian naval terrorists. Well, where the Iranian naval terrorists can contain the artificial sun as fuel, where the weight of Iranian naval terrorist ship is 38 million kilograms, that means 38,000 tons. Okay. And the direct distance from Port Abadan to Iran to Kolkata, India is 6,560 kilometers. Okay. Here we can see and here travel time is 16 days. Okay. That is the report. That is the report. Final report to the Iranian terrorist naval ship target is Kolkata Naval Port. Okay. And now we are not sure if the original final target would be in Kolkata Naval Port or not. We don't know because because they can set the alternative target in lieu of Kolkata. But targeting is in Indian naval ports. Okay. And here their power, naval power would be 3.1 watt. Because their travel time is 16 days. As their travel time is 16 days, power would be 3.1 watt, and hence they need a weight of artificial sun that is almost 1 into 10 to the power. Okay, they need an artificial sun almost 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,660 micrograms. Okay, and here we can say we can counter them into what? We can counter them on the in 99% chance opportunity there, the wife could counter Iranian naval terrorists on the Gulf of Oman. But she has failed. She has failed it. She led the Iranian terrorist naval ship to come attack on Kolkata. It is the intelligence fail. Okay, and according with the intelligence fails, the wife of the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji is to be a traitor of India. Well, what is the reason that women soldiers, and Indian women soldiers, can betray with Indian sovereignty? That is that is extramarital honeymoon. Well, it is the weakness. And as the points, here we can say to protect the Kolkata, here we can say the power is 3.1 watt as we need it, as Iranian terrorists need it, and the needful necessary weight of artificial sun is 10 to the power negative triple six billion, triple six million, triple six thousand six hundred sixty micrograms. And here you can see, because of betray with Indian naval sovereignty, well, the wife to be Indian naval official can be court-martialed and she would be sentenced as a death penalty. And the husband to be disciple of Anirudh Acharya would not protect his wife more than he would say some curse word on his wife. Well, and hence, Khushboo Patani said, Khushboo Patani addressed the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji as Namard. Well, here is here is Indian naval sovereignty in danger, but Khushboo Patani did not mention it. Here is the points. And now it is the points of naval ship attacks. I would discuss is it with the large point, but now let's say about the nuclear project of Iran under Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Okay. Now here we can see, where is my points? Well, okay. And now here you can notice that the Iranian terrorist naval ship contains a fuel of artificial sun with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius with the capability of 98%. That means here, in Iranian terrorist naval ship would contains a fuel and that would be on the ship. But the problem is that would be hydrogen nuclear project. Okay. Now here, everybody we knows that when we would have the artificial sun as fuel of my naval ship, national naval ship, that means we would accept the hydrogen nuclear project on as a fuel of our ship, because the artificial sun is actually the hydrogen nuclear project. Okay. And our natural sun, as we have in solar system, that is the natural hydrogen nuclear star. Okay. And now here, now let's have a points. As the October 7, 2023, there is the war was started between Israel versus Palestinian terrorists. But now, in almost 1 hour, almost 1 year, 6 months, we can say 1 year, the war was going to be Israel versus Iranian terrorists. And in the points, United States President Donald Trump supports Israel to counter the Iranian terrorists. Okay, now let's see what is the points. As the points, we can say that our honorable in that times here is going to for Operation Sindoor. Well, here is Operation Sindoor prayers. Well, as destruction of American fighter planes. Well, Narendra Modi was angry with Donald Trump. Here we can understand. But the problem is that in the moments, what is Donald Trump diplomacy? Donald Trump diplomacy is just to reduce the enemy country. But the problem is that here we can say Narendra Modi has generated as alliance with Ali Khamenei Iran, Vladimir Putin Russia, Xi Jinping China, and perhaps and Narendra Modi from India. Okay, that is the final alliance to counter America and perhaps to counter Israel. Well, when Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, is allies with Xi Jinping from China and Vladimir Putin from Russia, the second ally of Vladimir Putin's Ali Khamenei can be ally of Narendra Modi. And hence the problem is that Narendra Modi supports Iranian terrorists to have a nuclear powerful country. Well, and somebody says that when Iran became the nuclear powerful countries, well, Iran would remove the existence of Israeli sovereignty at the first. But as we can research, well, after Iran became the nuclear powerful countries, well, Israel became the last priority, I mean the least priority to be enemy. But what is the most priority to be enemy of Iran? That is India. And Narendra Modi has forgot that. Okay. Now, as a female officer of RNAW, well, she has forgot to report the potentiality of Iranian hostiles against India with nuclear projects, and hence, well, Narendra Modi could not understand that what the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi could not understand that what India did wrong to be allied with Ali Khomeini, Iran. And here as an effect, now Indian naval sovereignty is in danger. As the points of the failing intelligence failure of the women RNAW women officers, here we can say we can consider her as a traitor of the national security. But now problem is that the betrayal RNAW women officer can be the wife of the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji. And now, well, I can understand that why why Khushboo Patani addressed the disciple of women, disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji as Namar, because the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji, can be the husband of RNAW women officer who can be addressed as a traitor because she did not submit a clear report of Iranian nuclear terrorism against India to the General Secretary of RNAW, or perhaps she cannot submit it to the report of in the topic of Iranian nuclear terrorism to Indian naval sovereignty, to the Honorable National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. She cannot do it, and that is the problem that we are facing. Well, it is in an Iranian national sovereignty in danger. Well, why the disciple of Anirudh Acharya to be husband of the RNAW women officer can be Namat, because as he is, the husband is alive, the wife to be RNAW women officer to be addressed as a traitor cannot protect herself to get a sentence from the sentence of the death penalty. And it is the points, as we can see it. Okay. Well, now here are the points. Well, the kinetic power is 3.1 watt. Okay. Now here we can know the 10 million watt, 10 million kilowatt would be only for to generate a nuclear weapons. But Iranian terrorist naval ship can attack directly from Abadan port of Iran to the Kolkata naval port of India with only the power of 3.1 watts. Well, as 4 watts, now let's divide 10 million watts by 4 watts. Okay. And as we can see, 2.5 million tons. Well, well, that means to attack on Kolkata Naval Port, Iranian terrorist naval ship would not need 100 watts, and you can forget 10 million kilowatt to generate a nuclear weapons. This is the points what we can see. Well, this is the points what we can see. And now the fuel is artificial sun temperatures. That can temperatures as 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. Well, here is the kinetic weight of artificial sun. Well, it is the problems what and the weight can be 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 660 micrograms of the artificial sun as fuel of the good of the Iranian terrorist naval ship that can contains the weight of 38,000 tons. And now the travel time is 60 minutes. Okay, it is the analysis of me. Well, now let's see what is the analysis of Khushboo Patani. Well, now before watching the analysis of Khushboo Patani, well, you can see the what is going on the Major Khushboo Patani. Okay, you can write search search box on YouTube. Just you can write Major Khushboo Patani, and here you can search. Okay, just for a moment. Well, you can search Major Khushboo Patani, and here you can see that 1,000 videos would be available on Major Khushboo Patani's video. But the problem is that, she would not say how Iranian naval terrorists can be a national threat of Indian naval sovereignty. Okay. And here you can see that. Okay. Well, now let me have some points. I think Major Khushboo Patani. Okay. Now here I am searching the Major Khushboo Patani on YouTube. I wish that I can search the Major Khushboo Patani. Okay. But here perhaps we can find the problems for it. Wi-Fi, here we can find the Wi-Fi problems. Okay. Now I can retry just for 2 minutes, and here I think here is some Wi-Fi problems I can fix. Okay. Well, and now, well, I think I can search it into the another points. Okay, Wi-Fi is not available. Now, here I would like to talk. Okay, now here I would like to talk. What if the route would be different to attack on Kolkata? Okay. Now let's see the next naval port route. Okay. The next naval port route, as we can say, well, it is. We can say that here north with Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, and Arabian Sea. It's okay. But now, the Nepal via route is Argentine, Brucelia Iris, Australian path for naval port, and Bangladeshi Chittagong port. Okay. Now let's see what would happen on it. Well, I need just for okay. Here I can need, well, okay, just, well, here is how can I need. Here we can say something, the points I can say. Well, now here distance is 39,050 kilometers. And what is the travel time? Travel time is 90 days. Well, that means 7,776,000 seconds. Well, let's see what is the kinetic power. The kinetic power is, well, 61.6207 watt. That means almost 62 watt. And here we have artificial fuel as an artificial sun with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. And now let's see what is the kinetic weight of artificial sun. The kinetic weight of artificial sun is almost 48 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 million, 666. Well, the kinetic weight of artificial can be 48 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 660 micrograms. Okay. And now, okay, here I can say What is the naval route? Well, the naval port route I have mentioned, but I did not mention what can be the naval sea route. Okay, now let's see. Okay, well, now let's see here the points. Well, now here we can see that from the Arabian Sea, the new route. Well, I mean the from the new route is western. I mean Maghribi Indian Oceans. Okay, Mozambique Canal, Mozambique Channel. Well, Southern Oceans. I mean Atlantic Oceans. Brusenia Aires. Okay. Well, here we can see uh, Southern Pacific Oceans. Well, Australia as a part, Australian part, naval port. Repeating entering the Indian Oceans, but that is Mashriqi Indian Oceans. And now here we can see well, Chittagong, the naval port of Bangladesh, and then here we can reach Kolkata. Well, as a new routes, here we can understand that most 70% probability is that target would be Kolkata. Well, it is the naval route parts. Okay, and now here the irony is that the canal in the ponds travel time is 90 days, and here we can see kinetic power is almost 62 watts. Well, the kinetic weight of sun is almost 48 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion 666 million 666,660 micrograms. Okay. Well, perhaps our live stream would be auto off in here. I don't know why. But now, here is here on analysis would be evolving the points. Now let's see. What if Iranian naval terrorists would need Iranian naval terrorists would need 180 days to attack Kolkata naval port through the port of Argentine Bros, Australian part, and Bangladeshi Chittagong. Let's see. Well, 2 cube, that means, 8. I know 2 cube of 2 cube is 8. Well, now let's see. Here, 60, let's divide 61.6207 by 8. Now let's see what would happen. That would be almost 8 watt. That would be almost 8 watt. Well, and here we can see the kinetic weight of artificial sun could be almost 24 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 660 micrograms. Here we can list. Well, in 90 days, Iranian naval terrorists to attack Indian Kolkata naval port. Iranian naval terrorists did not need even 100 watt to attack Kolkata on 90 days. Well, but the travel time would be 180 days. Still, to attack Kolkata naval port, where via is Argentine Brucinio Iris, Australian Path, and Bangladeshi Chittagong. Here we can see naval port does not need. Iranian naval terrorist does not need even the power of 12 watt. Here you can see, here you can see, a nuclear weapons can be generated only with the nuclear arc reactor containing the power of 10 million kilowatts. And in the parts, to attack Kolkata naval port through where the via is Argentine Brucinio Iris, Australian Path, and Bangladeshi Chittagong. I mean, where the sea route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Maghreb, Arabian Sea, Maghreb, Indian Oceans, Mozambique canals, Atlantic Oceans, Pacific, Southern Pacific Oceans, repeatedly Mashriki Indian Oceans and Bay of Bengal. And the travel time is 180 days. Here, 10. Here we can see 12 watt power is not necessary, but yes, 16 watt power is necessary to attack on the route on sea route on Kolkata naval port and back to Abadan port of Iran in the same route. That means return route as a return route, the route as a both of return route and target route. 20 watt is not necessary for Iranian terrorist naval. But now, while the fuel can be artificial sun, and now when Iran under Khomeini is ongoing. Iran under Ali Khomeini is ongoing on a nuclear project to counter the nuclear weapons. Surprisingly, Narendra Modi support Ali Khomeini Iran. Well, and here, as a RNAW women agent, there is no report submitted to Ajit Dawal as an Indian National Security Advisor, where Indian National Security Advisor, where the topic report topic was Iranian naval sovereignty can be endangered by Indian naval sovereignty can be endangered by Iranian naval terrorists. Traitor RNAW women agent can contains a husband who can be disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji. Okay. Husband and now I can understand why Khushboo Patani addressed the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji as a Namad. Okay. Because the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji can be husband of the particular RNAW women agent who was failed to submit the report to Ajit Dawal, where topic is how Indian naval sovereignty and Kolkata naval port can be in danger by Iranian naval terrorists. This national security report, the RNAW women agent did not submit to Ajit Dawal, the National Security Advisor. And as an effect, in Bangladeshi proverbs, we digging canals and bring the anacondas. Here is a Bangladeshi proverb. Bring anaconda from canals. First, it is the real word that Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister, is supporting the Ali Khomeini Iranian terrorist who can attack on Kolkata naval port, where the route is sea route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Maghrib Arabian Sea, Maghrib Indian Oceans, Mozambique canals, South Africa, Atlantic Oceans under South Africa, Atlantic Oceans and after Argentina or Chile, Southern Pacific Oceans, Atlantic Oceans under Australia, and repeatedly Indian Oceans under Australian part, and the Bay of Bengal under the Chittagong of Bangladesh to reach Kolkata. But here 180 days. Well, necessary kinetic power is almost 8 watt, not even 100 watts. Well, with 8 watts kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, Iranian terrorists can be threat for Kolkata Naval Port. Only with 8 watt kinetic power. But still, the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi support Ali Khamenei to have a project, a nuclear weapon where necessary arc reactor would contain the power of 10 million kilowatts. Well, the RNAW women agent did not submit that report to Ajit Doval, the Honorable National Security Advisors. Hence, the RNAW women agent can be verdict as a traitor of India and can contain the sentence of death penalty. But irony is that her husband to be disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji can be addressed as Namarth by Khushboo Patani. And the second irony is that Khushboo Patani herself is the former Indian Army Major. Well, and now it is the points what we can see. But let's assume, what if the travel time would be 360 days in lieu of 90 days? Okay. 360 days is equal to 4 multiplied by 90 days. Okay. Now, here as a kinetic powers, we know 4 cube is 64. That means, kinetic power would be less than 1 watt. Iranian naval terrorists considered as a necessary. Where the fuel is arc reactor of artificial sun with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius, and capability is 98. And now, here travel time is 360 days. Here we can see, okay, 48 divided by 16. That means, here we can see the necessary weight of artificial sun arc reactor is 3 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 660 micrograms. Okay. That is, the weight would be the fuel arc reactor of artificial sun as a necessity with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius can be less than the weight of Bangladeshi towel. Okay? Or less than the weight of Bangladeshi decorated room handkerchief. Well, and now, but irony is that, well, the woman who is wife of the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji is the RNAW women agent, but she did not submit the report to the Ajit Dawal, the Honorable Indian National Security Advisor. Hence, the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji can be considered as a number accordance with Khushboo Patani, because as a husband he cannot protect the trader RNAW women agent. And here we can see what would go into the points. Okay, here I have a second points at the moment. Okay, and now let me see what if the fuel would be petrol. Okay. Now here we can say, the specific heat would be 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin, and the highest temperature would be highest temperature difference would be 50 degrees Celsius. Yes. And here we can see here is points. And the density of triples. Okay. Now let's see what is the density of them is almost. What about the points? The density would be of petrol would be 0.778 kilogram per liter. And now here we can, I would like to calculate privately that what would happen. Okay, 61 620.7 okay, 61 620.7 multiplied by 776. And now let's have a differentiate. Well, capability would be 0.98. Okay, and now 0 multiple by 0.7778 multiple by 2 multiple by 50. That means 100. Here we can see. Now let's see. Okay. Now here we can see 6.3 million liter petrols. Well, Iranian naval terrorists can attack on Kolkata Naval Port of India, where the via would be Argentine Bureau Iris, Australian Perth, and Bangladeshi Chittagong. Well, here is the sea route. We can see. Well, when the power is 61.6207 watt, here as a fuel of when we can have a petrol as a fuel, here the kinetic volume is almost 6.3 million liters. Okay, but now when that is possible only if the travel time is 90 days. But what if the travel time is travel time is 360 days? Okay, let's see. Well, we know 3 cube is 64. That means the kinetic power would be less than 1 watt. Okay, let's consider that 1 watt. Well, as a petrol as a fuel, the kinetic volume of petrol would be okay, you can see here. Well, 4 lakh liters. It would be 4 lakh liters. Okay. But what if the travel time would be 900 days? That means velocity would be 10 times slow than the first travel time. Okay. Hence, here let's see what will be the kinetic power. 10 cube, that means 1000. Well, the kinetic power would be 0.61 watt. Okay. The kinetic volume that would be 6.3 million 6.3 E6 divided by 100. 6 subtract by 2. Okay. Well, almost 63,000 liter petrols. It is an assumption. And now, when the Iranian naval terrorists can attack on Kolkata Naval Port, while the fuel would be petrol, on travel time would be 900 days, and the kinetic volume of petrol would be 63,000 liters. Now let's see. What if Iran under Ali Khamenei succeed the nuclear weapons? Then the fuel can be artificial sun. The temperature, with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. Hence, see that kinetic weight of artificial sun can be almost 48 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666,662 microgram. That can be less weight, that can be light weight than my decorating handkerchief, because my decorating handkerchief is almost 25 grams. Now here we can see the RNAW women agent did not submit this report I have mentioned to Ajit Naval, a national security advisor. Hence the RNAW women agent can be sentenced as a verdict as a traitor. But irony is that her husband, to be disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji, can be considered as Namarth accordance with Khushboo Patani, because the husband could not protect the wife to be Indian national traitor. And here is what is going on and what we can see. Okay. Well, and here is what we can see. But now I would mention a points. I would mention points related by China, and that would be really a dangerous movement. Okay. Now let's see. As a route, here we can see in this two image. We have mentioned that here the Iranian Sultanate would contents from Maghribi Iran to northeast India, containing Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal, Mizoram, some things like Burma, and here we can consider it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here would be the 6th province of Iranian Sultanate. And who would be 6th province of Iranian Sultanate? That is Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Okay. That would be under Iranian Sultanate. That is the dream project of Iranian naval terrorists. Well, but through the fuel as an arc reactor of artificial sun with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. Here we can see, in the travel times of 900 days, the kinetic power would be less than 100 milliwatt. But now, irony is that, well, irony is that, well, the women's to be RNAW women agent did not submit it to the Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor of India, under the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and here as an effect, Narendra Modi support Ali Khamenei nuclear project to generate nuclear weapon with an arc reactor containing the power of 10 million kilowatt. Well, and when we can we Indian can see the reality of Indian naval terrorists, well, the Indian women RNAW women agent who did not submit the original report to National Security Advisor Ajit Doval can be the traitor and sentence the death penalty. But the second irony is that in that case, well, Khushboo Patani, according with Khushboo Patani, the husband of the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji is Namat, because disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji is husband of that traitor RNAW traitor women agents. And this is what is happening with our points. Okay. And here we can see now in the points we could consider well in the points we could consider traitors as our weaponized points. What would be the shortest of Iranian Sultanate, where India can be enemy of nuclear powerful Ali Khamenei Iran. But now here I would like to say some dangerous points that can touch the friendly relationship between India and China. Okay, but now here we can see just for a moment, here I can see what would going to be points. Okay. Just for 30 seconds. Okay. And now here we can see well, I think it would be 1 hour last stream of 1 hour 24 minutes. Okay. Let's see what is the new naval routes. Okay. Here is a short change, that is, we replace Australian parts by Chinese Shanghai. Hence here we can see the Distance between Abadan, Iran to Kolkata, India through this sea routes is 43,900 kilometers. Well, the travel time is 100 days. That means, well, 8,640,000 seconds. Okay. Now let's see what is the kinetic power. The kinetic power is almost 57 watt. And what is the kinetic weight of artificial sun arc reactor? That is almost 49 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666,666,660 micrograms, because the artificial sun temperature is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now, here we can see what is the sea roots. Okay. Now, let's see what is the sea route. Well, let's discuss. Well, first, as a sea route, according with sea route, first point is Persian Gulf, second point is Arabian Gulf, well, third point is Gulf of Oman, well, fourth point is Maghribi Arabian Sea, fifth point is Maghribi Indian Oceans. Sixth point is Mozambique canals. Next point is Atlantic Oceans. Well, next point is Pacific Oceans. To reach where? To reach Shanghai. I have forgotten the Shanghai. Well, Shanghai. Okay. Hence, the route is next route is South Chinese Sea. Okay, and the next route is Bay of Bengal. That is the route. Okay, and now here you can see the kinetic power is 57, almost 57 watts, and the kinetic weight of arc reactor of artificial sun is almost 49 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000 and 660 micrograms. Now, okay. Now here we have to notice that, well, here our kinetic power, our travel time is 100 days. Hence our kinetic power is almost 57 watts. But why? What if, okay. Now let me hide myself because of some parts. Okay. Now, what if the kinetic powers, the travel time would be 200 days. Let's check it out. Okay. We know 2 cube is 8. Well, the kinetic power would be almost 7 watts. Okay. see what would be the kinetic weight. Well, the kinetic would be well over 48 multiplied by 4. Okay, the kinetic weight would be like 12 multiplied by 10 to the power negative triple six billion, triple six million, triple six thousands, 660 micrograms. Okay, here is the points. As I can mention, well, the points is dangerous as we can see. Now, well, as an Indian former military officer, Khushboo Patani did not submit the real report to Ajit Dawal, the Honorable National Security Advisor of India under the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And here we can see that here Chinese as a via route, Chinese Shanghai is involved. Okay, now let's see that what if it would be the fuel would be petrols. Okay, I would let myself to research privately on calculator. Okay, now you can see me. Okay, let's check. Okay, here you can 5, 6, 7, 7, 2, 9 multiple by 8, 6, 4. Okay, divided by 0.98 bracket of 0.98 multiple by 0.778 multiple by 100. Okay. Now let's see the petrol. The kinetic volume of petrol would be well 6.5 million liter. Well, under the travel time of 100 days. But what if the travel time would be under 200 days? Hence, the kinetic power would be almost 7 watt. And here the necessity of volume of petrols would be, we can see, okay. Well, here we can see as a points that would be almost 61.6 million liter petrols. Okay, now let's see what would be if the travel time would be 1000 days. Okay. Well, here and now, here we can see the kinetic power would be almost 57 microwatt. Oh. And the kinetic volume of petrol would be 1.5 million liter divided by millions. 6.5 liter petrol as 1,000 days of travel times. Well, it is the point that is concerning. Okay. And here we can see this is the point. This can be only the fuel of as petrol. Well, Iranian naval terrorists can do it. And what if Narendra Modi support nuclear project of Ali Khamenei Iran? Hence, here would be all nuclear missiles as show, and one nuclear bomb as show. But the next original nuclear project would be arc reactor of artificial sun with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 billion, 666 million, 666 thousands and 666 degrees Celsius. Here we can say, okay, the necessity of weight of arc reactor of artificial sun would be almost 50 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 billion, 666 million, 666 thousand, 660 micrograms. It is the points. Okay. Now it is the original national threat on Indian naval sovereignty. Well, Iranian nuclear project is from 2002 to the calendar of 2025, and as we know, Khushboo Patani complete the Bachelor of Technology degree in Electronics and Communications in Delhi Information Technology School of Engineering in Greater Noida, and as an Indian Army officer from the calendar of 2013 to the calendar of 2024. She retired in the calendar 2024 as Indian Army Major. But still, Khushboo Patani did not submit the real threat, national threat from Iranian naval terrorists through the Shanghai, the city of China under Xi Jinping, to the receiver as Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor under Narendra Modi. Well, that means, when Iranian terrorists, I mean the Ali Khamenei Iran is the true friend of Xi Jinping, China under Xi Jinping. Here we can say the friend alliance relationship between Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping can be temporary and end as soon as possible. Okay. Now, if Khushboo Patani's boyfriend would be the disciple of Anirudh Acharya, well, according with Khushboo Patani, her boyfriend would be Naval, because he would not protect Major Khushboo Patani, from the sentence of death penalty, where Khushboo Patani can become verdict as traitor, national traitor of India. Okay. Here, Khushboo Patani did not mention that what she did, and it is the problems what we can see. Well, now forget the Khushboo Patanis. Well, now let's see the RNAW women agents know it, but still she did not submit the report to Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor. Or when we can see the real face of Iranian terrorist and the real face of the alliance between Iran and China, here's as a threat for Indian naval sovereignty. Well, Khushboo has here, according with Khushboo Patani, disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji is Namar, because the disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji can be the husband of that betrayal RNAW women agent who did not submit the real face of Iranian naval terrorists as the threat for Indians' naval sovereignty, as a submitted report to Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor. And here, that is the threat what we can assume. And still, the husband would not protect the traitor wife to be a RNAW Indian women agent. Okay. That is why is the clarification of Khushboo Patani as addressing disciple of Anirudh Acharyaji as Namar. Now let's see why RNAW women agent would betray with Indian naval sovereignty. Well, as a women agent, the weakness is, well, honeymoon trap. I mean the honeymoon espionage. Okay. Now it is the points. Now here is the shorted form. I have said that what is the reality of Khushboo Patani as double agent accordance with honeymoon espionage of enemy country Pakistan and Iraq. Okay, it is the short forms. And now here we can say the, well, some as a subconscious form, how Khushboo Patani can be, well, subconscious Indian agent of Iranian terrorists to attack on Beijing of China under Xi Jinping. that would be discussed in the next live stream, and I hope, well, after Ali Khamenei, Iran can be the nuclear powerful country. Their first enemy in the first priority would be India, China, and Russia, not Israel. And that Khushboo Patani knows, but did not take any step to protect the Iranian naval sovereignty, or perhaps Indian land sovereignty. I don't know what would happen. Okay. Now, for the times, here I have to go to take a bath. So see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you. Okay.